Yay! Look at that! Look at there! That's free advertising right there. Anyway, point is, we got the mechanic paid, and I can't say thank you enough for the donations and the helpful handouts there. It all adds up. Every penny counts. It was a way bigger bill than I had imagined, and I don't really ever have anything set aside for emergencies or such tragic events as so. And you know, when something like that happens, I'm kind of just left there with lint in my pockets. So anyway, yes, definitely thank you, much obliged. And I think that's the word I'm looking for. This is the tightest little entrance and exit to get out of here. I mean, it's literally like right on the curb. They don't give you any room at all. Okay, okie dokie. Now, back to the knuckle on a Wednesday. I didn't think to flaunt the money. I should have fanned out my $2,000 while I had it. I don't really ever have that much cold hard cash on me. Makes you feel kind of good. And then you got to give it all away, and then you feel kind of worthless. But anyway, the point is, we got her paid, and she's fixed and taken care of and all that good stuff. So, on with the show. And shout out to one Mr. Scrap for Cash, because it would not have been possible without him. So he's a fine mechanic, and he runs a house full of fine mechanics that do mechanicing. Anyway, it's above my pay grade. On a Wednesday, get two little chairs. I think they're vintage. One of them's got a sticker. See the sticker? Does that do anything for anybody? Trim line. I prefer the landing strip. It's kind of cute. Ladies, I dumped it all out here, including the Christmas tree, because it was one of these weird ones where you got to put each limb on the tree, and people would rather cut this cord off of here and string themselves up than have to put each limb on the tree. Hence, they are the way they are nowadays. They just kind of like, you know, the limbs on the tree do this maneuver. Like they're limp and then they're not. The foliage. Is it foliage or foliage? Anyway, tomato. But look, this thing was like light 'em up limbs, because each limb fit into a pocket, and it was an electricized pocket. Now, some scrappers would be like, Mr. Scrappity, look, there's little brass clips on there. You could spend the next 17 and a half hours extracting that 87 cents worth of brass. And I say, feed it to the shred pile. So, anyway, the point is, on a Wednesday, that's a rock in my tire. Yeah, it goes click, 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 click. Makes you think you gonna have to need a plug, but anyway, okay. I gotta take pictures of this. And there's this table out here, but it's a little busted on one side. But what do you think? What are the odds Mr. Scrappity could sell this here fold 'em up plastic table? It's a picnic basket. It's not a picnic basket, it's a picnic table. It needs wiped off a little bit, and it's kind of busted here. See here. Not so much here, but here. Anyway, the point is, what do you think the odds are we could sell that thing? I don't know. Let's find out. The lights of Prasco Park, I don't know. They got some big shindig going on over there. If we can ever get around all the Christmas traffic, we can run around and see if we can find any scoops. It's Where Did All Go Wednesday. Because I ain't seen nothing out here. I found this thing. I don't know what it is though. Rubbermaid, something or other. Well, we are on it now, ladies and gentlemen. We might even make $13 tonight. think that's enough, Mr. Scrappity should stop on by the metal yard. I think it was a treadmill at one point in time. We got rain, turning to sleet, turning to snow. Bang. Something. There we go. There's a Scrappity style scoop. It's been kind of thin out here. Hard to come across the good stuff. Thumbnail. I think I found these Troy-Bilt, whatever this flex machine is. I found the parts before, but never the actual like flexor. Never block a driveway. What are the odds they'd come home right now? Pretty good. Hey, if you don't mind.
Put it out early, figuring you would come by.
Yeah.
They said they'd pick it up, but I never know, you know.
It is. Like some days they just decide, you know, what they want to do.
I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with it. You know, there's a problem. In fact, let me go in and get, there's like a little kickstand thing that broke off of it.
Okay.
And I was having trouble keeping it going because it wasn't locking down on me.
Keep it on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's I don't think there's anything wrong with the engine. I just decided I'm getting a smaller electric start one. I'm not going to fool with this big thing anymore.
Something easier.
Watch the leaves there.
Yeah, try to use the telephone for a light there.
Huh?
Try to use my telephone for a light there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Makes stuff a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, I know you come around, so
Yes.
if it's something I think is actually retrievable, I'll get it early.
Yeah, as long as weather ain't too bad, I try to come around every week there.
Yeah, I know. Alrighty, well, thanks.
I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get that
Little part there?
that kickstand, yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it.
This little kickstand somehow keeps that lock,
Okay.
and what I think is actually wrong with it is I left the gas in it, so I think the carburetor needs cleaning.
Been sitting.
You do that, I think that thing's running again.
Good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I figure somebody will get use out of it.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, alrighty.
I appreciate it. Have a good evening. There, I flipped the lid. Come on, do it. Do it for Mr. Scrappity. You know you want to. It's not gonna do it. It's in the wagon, that's all that matters, right? Oops, a little bit of drive time. Gotta fill in the blank spots, you know, connect the dots. You guys just look at the pretty lights and I'll holler if I see anything. Normally I have you holler if you see anything. Feel free to add your own music. Or take this opportunity to use as an intermission during the Mr. Scrappity Show channel show and retrieve yourself some refreshments and cold fizzy beverages. What's that? I think it's a pumpkin in a bag. Nah. Why not just set the pumpkin there? Why do you have to put the pumpkin in the bag? It's kind of dark to be doing your dog walking. It's actually a lot darker than that out here, but we got y'all binocular vision. Ba-bump, ba-ba-bump. It's been fairly windy. I've seen a lot of traumatized trash cans laying out in the street. I personally myself ran over the lid to one of them. I'm hoping it still fits, but I can't guarantee anything. See, there's a fallen soldier right there. Tipped over. Top of missing. Mum's the word. There's a whole bunch of the mums. I was told that mums come back every year. Is that actually the case? Could we pick those up and, like, they'll come back next year? Like, alive? Not just, like, as dried up, dead mums that are still there, you know? But, like, as new ones? Like, fresh flowers and stuff? What's going on here? This guy's trying to back into his driving way, and everybody else is trying to get to their house, and we got a certified traffic jam. Everybody going the same direction. Let's just follow them. Hey, this is the street with the Barbie house. I call it the Barbie house. I don't know. They got a bunch of pink lights. Like, not just because it's Christmas time, but like because they like pink lights, I guess. But it looks kind of silly, so I call it the Barbie house. See, it's always pink like that. It's not just for Christmas. It's just pink. And just as I suspected, nothing. But you don't know if you don't go, and I might take you over to the mall here and we'll do one of these dying mall videos. Anyway, if you know you have a tuna or something like that, it's time to cut bait. While Mr. Scrappity chums for some scoops. Scoops. Gizzard, here's my whistling. So far, she hasn't gotten car sick again. I think it's because I gave her too many truck buns the other day. I got that box of milk buns I keep in my door over here. You know, because when we go to the metal yard, they give her doggy treats, but sometimes they're out of doggy treats. I was in there the other day, and this guy had this big. It looked like a brown lab, but it was too big to be a brown lab. What looks like a brown lab, but it's like much bigger. Anyway, that's what he had, and it actually was standing on its hind legs up at the counter, and she was like, "Oh, I'm all out of treats." And she must have given him some of her lunch or something, because she gave him some of them, handful of them little smokies, them little bitty hot dogs. And I was just standing there like, damn, I'll work for a handful of little smokies. Anyway, I'm just saying, if you say and karate chop dumpsters, then you probably have 100,000 subscribers or better, and you also might be gay. But anyway, the point is, I didn't say nothing. Anyway. Anyway. I clear my throat. But the point is, there's nothing out here on Wednesday. But we got rid of that table, didn't we? That Latino feller said, Espandando es Cargo Montego. Who I want to take you to Bermuda. Anyway, and I was like, Miss Amy, what does that mean? And she says, I don't know, but I think it means, is this still available? And I was like, oh, no shit. So I said, yes, are you interested? And then they started speaking English and said, yes, what is your address? And I was like, well, that's really espandando of you. Anyway, and then they came and got it. And they left me $15 whole for that busted up table, which is actually pretty good. I mean, they are the lightweight ones. You know, if you do the flea market stuff, they're pretty... But they weigh more than those ones from like 1972 that Grandma used to take to the family picnics. Was her banana pudding any good? I got a soft spot for a nice banana pudding. Anyway, the point is, I can eat them Miller wafers by themselves. But yeah, we sold that table, cracked or not. So I could sell that. I don't know. I mean, if you give me a chance, I might be able to. Like this first thing we picked up back here, and I told you it was like a Rubbermaid, dude. Come on, are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? I'm gonna go. Thank you. Oh, now we're spilling the beans. Not really spilling them because we got the door closed, but they're sliding around back there a little bit. I mean, I was going straight there, but I was gonna be kind and let him go. I'm sitting here jibber jabber, no rush. But there's some pretty lights. The point is, I ain't seen much on a Wednesday. But that first thing we found, a Rubbermaid something, I don't know what it is, some sort of utility rack something. Maybe we might be able to even do something with that. I don't know. We'll have to wait till daytime and lay eyes on it, sort of speak. Tomorrow's probably just going to be a vlog day video because that's basically what every day is, more or less. Anyway, I hope you don't mind. And I did look into how do I get my account unsuspended, because currently it is suspended, because I want a locker. I got a locker. But it was back in September, and I never paid for it. So then they suspended my account. And I mean, I could really give a shit, because I'm on 2 other sites, but the one does more auctions frequently, and they have better facilities. I was watching, you were watching body cams? I was watching this body cam, and it's from Texas. Speaking of Texas, how you doing, sir? Ain't seen him in the comments for a while. Anyway, and there's from Texas, and this guy had like a DUI type event happening to himself, and this lady was on the phone with somebody, and she told him, she said, I don't know what he has ingested into his body, but he is not in control of his faculties. And anyway, it had me laughing because she sounded kind of like Peggy Hill. And it's like, that's Texas all the way through and through. Anyway, faculties. Yeah, faculties. Anyway, I don't mind on occasion losing control of my faculties. I mean, it's got to be at the right place at the right time, you know, surrounded by the right people. But the point is, unless you lose control of the faculties in your pants, you don't want to lose.
When you peed your pants?
Yeah, this one time, I went out scrapping. Not at band camp, but out at scrap camp. And I was on my way home, and I guess I could have stopped. I mean, I'm an adult person, you know, with emotions and feelings. Like when your bladder hurts because you got to pee so bad. But I just kept on trucking to the house, and I didn't quite make it. And I think I dribbled a little bit. No, I pissed my pants. That was that gray wagon. So whoever wound up with that thing, I'm sorry. I do apologize for the stank in the driver's seat, but...
Hey, guess what?
What?
On the Squawk radio, they're playing Billy Idol. Is that his name?
Billy Idol?
Yeah.
A white wedding? Oh, Eyes Without a Face? You remember that lady that gave the chimpanzee the Xanax and the wine? Yeah. And then her friend had a face without eyes? Anyway. Eyes ripped off my face. Anyway. You gotta shoot him! Have you ever heard the 911 call? I mean, it's disheartening to some aspects, but also to other aspects, it's hilarious. So, I mean, you gotta tune them. Anyway, you guys like a little bit of drive time? It's about 10 minutes of drive time. That's damn near a solid video for some. We get about 2 more minutes of talk time in here. But the point is, we ain't found much. What we did find is better than nothing, and that one thing was pretty sweet, and I don't know, on a Wednesday. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put you up on the shelf. Not that you belong on a shelf. If I had a pedestal, that's exactly where I would put all you. You all belong up on a pedestal. And you can tell anybody that Mr. Scrappity said that, that they can kiss your ass if they think otherwise. Anyway, but the point is, I'm going to keep riding around here until I'm not, and then we'll be back at the house. I'll see you then. Or unless we find something else. I don't know. Because so far it ain't looking too good. You guys are supposed to be coming to put the new garage doors on there. I'm just kidding. Anyway, point is, there you go, you baby. I don't want to leave my jacket out here. Let her in there if you would. on a Wednesday. That's what we found on a Tuesday. That's a pretty nice looking machine though. Look how clean she looks. I don't know, I mean a spot or two of rust on it, but he said it's probably done more sitting than it has using. You can see the blades on there, pretty new skis. And then he gave me this gimmick right here, this kickstand. And I got whatever else that shit is. Anyway, it's windy out here. It's not really so cold, it's just windy out here. But the point is, on a Wednesday, did you guys have fun?
A little slow tonight, isn't it?